Next tweet. And you then hear Miss Dovia coming out to bash on Meghan. All right, next tweet. It's just so weird that Meghan Markle was able to keep it together to the 10 plus years she was a working actress, then suddenly became difficult. This is the thing people cannot understand. Well-minded people. All right? So 4 years, she worked with so many different people. You never hear a blip, negativity about her. But all of a sudden, the moment she walked over there, you're hearing all of this. Anybody who probably didn't believe Princess Diana or anything, that alone should open your eyes and say, I see what they did to Princess Diana. Okay, just not true about William and Kate. The main problem was how Meghan was treated, their joint stuff. Whatever. So how come the bullying investigation didn't come out? I'm telling you, I spoke about it on my last video. That bullying investigation, I truly, I would love for Harry and Meghan to ask for this, the investigation to be made public while they are alive. Because as soon, God forbid, even if William or any of the current members that we know now are not living anymore, the institution will still stick with their narrative, how they wanted people to see Meghan. Okay? So this is something I truly hope they put public. They should crave for it. They should demand it to be made public, because this is something that they went around worldwide to trash her. Okay? It's also super weird that big noise was made about an investigation into her supposed bullying, but the results were never released. That's the thing. Okay? It's also super mega weird that the royal family and British press lean into every single stereotype of Black women. Yeah, this is what's fooling them. They create the nonsense in their head, and then when they with a Black person, especially like Meghan, that's not what they expected. All right, Meghan treated their joint staff like adults who were hired to do a job. It was too much to bear. The 9 to 5. I'll put that clip where Meghan, this historian is comparing Meghan. Work ethic is almost like the Queen.
Yeah, I think there's another factor here too, that Meghan is a very professional woman, and she's very American in that way. And the male-dominated culture, the royal household, doesn't like the kind of terms that they would use there, pushy American. They don't like pushy Americans, meaning that they don't like professional people who work hard. And a lot of the Debbie kind of girls who get to work inside the palace work from about 9 to 12 and then take the rest of the day off. And Meghan was very impatient with that. She wanted to see a new work ethic, maybe a work ethic as strong as the Queen's herself. Maybe a work ethic as strong as the Queen's herself.
Yeah, so that's high above there. All right, so that's one thing people should keep in mind. It's all the same shit. Meghan was told she had a job. The staff were used to work for William and Kate work ethic. Meghan being better at a job than her hierarchical better was unacceptable. All right, there's this. And the staff work ethic was at odds even with the rest of us. Nobody in the real world doesn't bother to check their work emails until 10 a.m. Certainly not in the NHS, etc. There was a huge amount of how dare she coming from those reports. Okay, also considering the years of tales of that family putting their hands on staff, screaming at them in the street.
Charles and Ken Stark were away for a weekend with friends, staying at a friend's house, and Charles was trying to put his own collar studs in, which he doesn't normally do for his formal stuff. And he dropped one of the studs, and it sort of bounced around the sink and went down the plug hole. Charles was in a fury, just ripped the sink from the wall, threw it to the floor, shattered it into 1,000 pieces, retrieved the stud. Ken had to put it in. And then when Ken had put it in, Charles grabbed him by the throat. Charles grabbed him by the throat. Well, they said, "You do understand, Ken, I just have to let this out." Well, Ken was so terrified, he sort of backed out of the room, but he didn't know the geography of the room, so he backed into a cupboard and stayed there for 10 minutes before letting himself out.
Prince Charles expected his butler to keep visits to Camilla a secret from the princess.
Paul just turned around to him and said, "Well, are you expecting me to lie for you, Your Royal Highness?" And Prince Charles said, "Well, yes. Yes, I am." And went into this histrionics about being the King of England, the future King of England, the Prince of Wales, and you will lie, stamping his feet, and then threw this book in Paul's direction.
but those 5 emails. Yeah, the white ones can hit and scream. The only black lady send emails early and expect staff to work more than 4 hours a day. Okay, it's blatant racist, but I'm sure we will have 100 Karens here in a second to tell us why it's not. Let's see here. This Megan said, if I'm up doing yoga at 5:30 and ready to work by 8, then y'all need to be up too. Where did Megan say that? Okay, okay. If she did, I didn't come across it. What they were not going was be told to work harder and faster by the grown girl. Years later, we still have no idea what this alleged treatment was. To this day, no one has provided any details of what Megan allegedly did. Isn't that something? It's as if it was completely made up. It was. All right, I've said this before. The bullying oh, I forgot, 20 hours ago. All right, I've said this before. The bullying investigation was made public because I know the British love to rewrite history. Look how they trained Di's oldest to speak ill of her. I know when we no longer here to defend Meghan Markle as we know it, and when she can no longer speak, it will be public with their pen. Okay, just like you Brits rewriting history. Okay, joint staff. Sure, they aren't biased at all when Meghan more popular than William and Kate. Funny all the bullying that no one can put a face or name to it, and the bullying report that won't see the light of day. The only one that was bullied and mobbed was Meghan. Okay, after this one, that's it. Astonishing. For a person not to have ever displayed such behavior either in her childhood, college, or university life, or in her career, but then to do so only when in a royal palace. It's unbelievable because that is what it is, unbelievable. Next tweet.